Can I even talk about movies anymore? I feel like it's been a while, and these last two non-movie performers have been pretty well. Amidst the chaos of life, I wanted to do a Halloween video. I want to partake in the festivities and joy of the holiday season. And while pondering to do so, in fact, there was minimal pondering, a good old sweet childhood classic intruded my mind, invaded my mind. And golly, how would I know the title of this movie? It was just one that played every year on Cartoon Network before the PS5s, the PS4s, the PS3s. So what's a guy to do except Google a Cartoon Network Halloween movie? And my lord,
prayers have been answered.
Scary Godmother Halloween Spooktakular is the shining light of our visions. You know, I skimmed a bit of it and I was hit with hidden locked memories. These characters were long forgotten but then instantly remembered. I also was taken aback at some of this animation. Like, god damn, we've got some PS2 graphics going on here. We're gonna dig a bit into this movie here, so let's just have a bit of fun. And guys, this is gonna be more traditional of my older uploads. It's shorter, it's captioned, and there's the title cutting me off. Let's start with a bit of lore. Not about the movie, but Scary Godmother itself. Scary Godmother is a series of books and comics by Jill Thompson. There she is right there, with a total of 14 projects from 1997 to 2004, including 4 books, 4 comic miniseries, 2 comics, 1 activity book, and 3 collection books. 2 of them being a fact collection that contained the 4 books and the 5 comic releases and the activity book and more. These released 6 and 7 years after the final Scary Godmother release, so I think it's pretty safe to say that Scary Godmother can be condensed down to 2 books and 2 movies. That took me like 30 minutes to write because I just could not understand what this list was saying. I had to read it back over and over again to understand the true number of releases and just what collection held what. So our movie in question is Scary Godmother Halloween Spooktakular. It released in 2003 but did not air in the United States on Cartoon Network until the year after, and the rest is history. The last reported airing was in 2012, but more on that later. The story is split into what I'll call a nice 70-30 split between main character Hannah, who the Scary Godmother spawns in front of and takes her away to her magical world to show her that monsters aren't that bad. Wow! And Jimmy, which is Hannah's cousin, and his group of friends. They're the big kids, and Jimmy's kind of the ringleader and influences them to be buttholes with him. One thing I just want to mention real quick is the way Scary Godmother just takes away Hannah to a whole new world.
What were you so scared of that it made you cry?
Monsters.
Monsters? Boy, oh boy, are you in luck! Some of my best friends are monsters. Come on, I'll take you over to my realm in the front side and introduce you. Let's go!
Why are you scared? Monsters! Oh, I have a ton of monster friends. I'll introduce you. And off they go. Okay. I'm not trying to do a complete plot overview, but rather hit some key points starting with a few of the characters. Jimmy is, yes, a butthole, but I understand his pain. He makes Hannah go in the big spooky house as a prank because he has to drag her along to his plans. I have to give him props though, as he seems like a solid leader. No joke though, I have to give him the approval after this.
Have you all gone crazy? Little babies believe in monsters, okay? We don't. We're the big kids, right? There's no such thing as monsters.
Ignoring that trembling part at the end at least. His friends Katie the cat, Daryl the candy, and Bert the baseball player in an SUV offer a nice balance and relief around Jimmy's antics, and their chemistry keeps the momentum going between the dual storytelling.
Freak out! What are you doing? Nobody has changed their vote.
I just want to see how long he'll keep this up.
Oh.
On the other hand though, Scary Godmother's friends include Scully the skeleton. This guy's alright. I started liking him more when he wasn't having any of this next guy's shit. Harry the werewolf. Harry goes through a bit of a hard time, but oh my god, he deserves it. I'm so glad he does. He eats up all the food, he's blabbering nonstop. And what else? Being obnoxious.
Now, roll over. Oh, please, roll over. I will not degrade myself. Over. Here. Now, no more until everyone else shows up. And you'll be lucky to get that. Oh, you'll be.
Next up is Count Max, Countess Ruby, and their son Orson. You know, when I was a child back in the day, this family, more so Papa Max right there, used to give me the creeps. I mean, look at those eyes! And look how they enter the room. Ugh, no thank you. Count Max also messes with Harry, and I cheered internally when he does this.
Look deeply into my eyes. Okay, looking now. Cease your chattering and sleep. Sleep? On an empty stomach? But I... That is better. Some peace and quiet.
Good riddance, pest! I mean, he does wake up later, but a small victory is still a victory. Last is Bugaboo, big ass cool creature who has a job scaring kids, and it just so happens that Jimmy is on his route, which I think in itself is a funny concept. You know, a paper route, a milk route, a bus route. This guy has a scare route. Can you hear that? This is a disaster. Let me just stop. They party it up, order food, and just have a hoo-ha of a time. Woo! And through their conversations, they decide to make a plan to scare Jimmy and his friends for lying and making Hannah suffer. Hannah becomes a badass, killing all the monsters with her flashlight and saves the day. And then Bugaboo... Oh wait, this light's not even on. And then Bugaboo gangs up on Harry's dumbass because he's asking for pizza again. Let's go, man! F you, Harry! Annoying ass guy, I'm telling you. I skipped out on a ton of details here, but you can actually go watch this movie here on YouTube, which is insane. They have the DVD rip, and people actually uploaded a 4K version.
Technology.
There's a channel out there called Neo Spooky Godmother, which has both movies uploaded in standard and 4K resolutions. Some pretty cool business there. But getting back to the discussion at hand, what even is the discussion? I went over the briefest plot points, I skimmed over the characters. Am I just milking nostalgia for Halloween? Scary Godmother, though at first glance from my point of view was hella cheap from skimming it, but when I sat down and actually watched it, I appreciated the look of it. Yes, you can call it stiff or wobbly, but it's 2003! It is 3D computer animation, but the way they stylized the background was to essentially outline them in black to create a more 2D look. I'm not educated in animation, I'm just regurgitating information to make you all aware of this cool ass design or style. I watched the movie knowing this, so I was fully in tune with how the background stood out. So everything is 3D, but background objects are just black edged for a 2D feel. And I never noticed the fact that Hannah has actual eyes and the rest of the gang have dots.
Like individually, I noticed this group had black dots and then this person has eyes. But I never put two and two that the different humans had different eyes. Fuck.
And speaking of the rest of the gang, I'm just gonna say it. I like Jimmy's side of the story more. Look, man, actually don't look. Let's put a pin in this. Don't get me wrong, Scary Godmother Halloween Spooktakular holds up. It's pleasing to the eyes, at least in 4K, and I love the sound design with the effects and the music. I even want to revive this movie for my own non-existent Halloween traditions. It is a part of my childhood, and nostalgia is the best thing ever. But look, man, I'm older now, and I like watching the group of friends shoot the shite. You've been going off on your yard for freaking ages, bro. Come on, give it a rest.
You just left your baby cousin to the mercy of killer monsters on Halloween night, and you're concerned with the additions and upgrades in my cardboard SUV?
This one is actually based off of a community theater stage production of the first book, and there is a second movie, The Revenge of Jimmy, straight based off the second book. This movie was animated by a Canadian company, and during the beautiful year of 2020, Canadian streamer Crave actually put both Scary Godmother productions onto their catalog. I checked recently a few days ago, and I'll put it up now, that it's not there anymore, but this tells me that there is demand, or at least recognition, acknowledgement of this franchise's existence. I'm out of breath. You can find a bit of chatter on TikTok about the franchise, and there is an hour-long discussion uploaded on YouTube between creator Joe Thompson and director Zeke Norton. It's not the best quality, but content is content. Last but not least, an online store does exist with a Scary Godmother doll and a Bugaboo backpack. It's quite pricey. I'm just putting that info out there. This was very last minute and not the most creative video I've put out there, but I wanted to do something for Halloween. It was supposed to come out the day of the holiday, but my back was hurting me and I just lost 2 days of productivity. My goal here was to raise awareness about an old gem and produce a holiday themed video. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. And remember, love what you like, even if you get bullied. Someone actually laughed at me that I was listening to Taylor. Someone close to me. I'm like, damn.